Over the years, people have discovered various types of diets and eating patterns like intermittent fasting, veganism, and the ever-popular ketogenic diet. Throughout its run, we've added small tweaks and variations to cater to different preferences and make it easier to follow. Our recent videos have focused on exploring common variations of the ketogenic diet, including their advantages, disadvantages, and how they compare to one another. In today's video, we'll be delving into two new specific versions, the Mediterranean Keto Diet and the Keto 2.0 diet. Stick with us to learn more about these approaches, how to incorporate them into your lifestyle, and the potential benefits. First on our list is the Mediterranean Keto method. From the name itself, you may have already a vague guess on how it works. Basically, this diet's like combining two famous diets together, the Mediterranean diet and Ketogenic diet. With this version, you'll still consume the standard amount of macros like typical keto. The only difference is that you'll be sourcing your macronutrients from Mediterranean heavy food choices. From that, we can conclude that the Mediterranean diet method accentuates where you source your macros from. This means that centering your meals around a lot of plants, fatty fish like salmon, nuts, seeds, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, avocados, and herbs. Eating red meat is usually discouraged with Mediterranean keto, which by the way, is a huge difference compared to the standard ketogenic diet, but fear not because you can always fulfill your protein requirements by counting on fish and eggs. The amount of carbs you can consume with Mediterranean keto is slightly relaxed because this diet allows you to consume carbs for up to 20% of your total calorie intake. But take note though, that eating carbs of up to more than 10% can take a toll on the fat-burning ketogenic state that you're trying to achieve, so always keep an eye on your carb intake to make sure that you're not going overboard. Next up on our list is the Keto 2.0 method. Among all the available keto variations now, Keto 2.0 is the newest among them. Some people have been loving Keto 2.0, especially those who find the standard ketogenic diet a tad too hard to keep up with. Keto 2.0 is pretty simple. It works by decreasing your fat intake and upping your carbohydrates and protein, which is broken down into 50% fat, 30% protein, and 20% carbohydrates. This allows you more room for a variety of carbs like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and beans. So now that we've given you a brief rundown on what Mediterranean Keto and Keto 2.0 are, let's compare them side by side and take a look at their pros and cons, starting with the Mediterranean Keto method. Mediterranean Keto pros. Number 1, it's an excellent choice to improve your heart health. Mediterranean Keto emphasizes the importance of sourcing your macros from nutrient-dense foods. Bulk of your meals revolve around fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, whole grains, and olive oil will greatly improve your cardiovascular health and help you prevent or avoid the exacerbation of heart diseases thanks to the abundance of monounsaturated fatty acids and omega-3s present in these foods, which acts as an anti-inflammatory agent and aids in the reduction of low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, otherwise known as bad cholesterol. One study conducted on 26,000 women showed that those who stuck to a Mediterranean diet had a reduced risk of developing cardiovascular disease of up to 25%. The researchers pored over what could have attributed to this reduction and discovered that the biggest factors were improvements in inflammation, blood glucose levels, and an improved body mass index. Number 2, it's perfect for people who live a plant-based lifestyle. If you take a look at most keto diets like the standard ketogenic diet, you'll see that it typically requires you to eat a lot of meat. Keto is actually known for that. With that said, people who lead plant-based lives usually stray away from ketogenic diets. And that's what's great about the Mediterranean Keto. It caters to people with plant-forward lifestyles because Mediterranean Keto encourages you to get a huge chunk of your macros from plants. Of course, this diet will still permit you to eat fatty fish and dairy products like eggs, but if you're not into that, you can always swap it out for plant alternatives instead. And number 3, it's a far better approach to sustaining a healthier life in the long run. If you watched any of our previous videos on the other different keto diet variations, you'll know that one of the most common cons to keto is that even though it works brilliantly in the short run, it isn't really the best health-wise in the long term. That's what gives Mediterranean Keto an edge. If you choose to adopt this diet, you're in for a treat because you'll be eating a plethora of yummy and healthy foods that will not only make you look good, but also feel good. The variety of nutritious foods that you can choose from this diet can surely benefit you dramatically in the long run. Moving on, we have the cons of the Mediterranean Keto. Truth be told, there aren't really a lot of disadvantages to this approach because of how wholesome it is, but here are a few things that you should keep in mind and take note of in case you're interested in trying this out. Number 1, you're at risk of developing certain nutrient deficiencies. Mediterranean Keto discourages from eating red meat, which is an excellent source of iron. You may also potentially develop hypocalcemia because you'll be consuming fewer dairy products with this diet. With that said, if you're anemic or if you have bone problems, it would be a great idea to consult your healthcare provider first if this is a safe option for you to follow. Number 2, this may not be the best type of diet for you if you're alcohol dependent. Drinking wine is not uncommon with the Mediterranean-inspired diet, since this has always been a cultural aspect of people living in the Mediterranean region. Hence, drinking a few glasses of wine here and there is totally fine with this diet, but if you're dependent on alcohol, skipping this beverage altogether is the best course of action. So now that we're done with the Mediterranean Keto, let's take a look at Keto 2.0, starting with its pros. Number 1. Keto 2.0 is an excellent choice if you want to start losing weight but you want to take it at a slower pace. The standard ketogenic diet can be quite restrictive and a lot of people end up being inconsistent about it in the long run, so Keto 2.0 is perfect if you want to take baby steps and ease yourself into the more traditional types of ketogenic diet variations. And number 2, tying the second pro with the first one, the additional wiggle room that Keto 2.0 allows users makes it easier for them to stick to this diet in the long run, which is so much better, frankly speaking, because this way, it is less likely that you'll experience the yo-yo effect, and this will encourage you to approach food, nutrition, and health in a more holistic point of view. Moving on, we have the Keto 2.0 cons. Number 1, despite its name, Keto 2.0 isn't actually a real ketogenic diet. This is because you'll be consuming a higher amount of carbs, which will throw away your body off the ketosis state. If you take a look at the macros of Keto 2.0, you'll see that it leans more towards a moderately low-carb diet. With that said, the chance of you gaining weight with this diet is not impossible. Number 2, in connection with the first con, this method doesn't have a lot of research supporting its weight loss capabilities. As we've mentioned earlier, Keto 2.0 is a new keto variation, so that's something you should keep in mind if you decide to try this out for yourself. Now that we've seen the benefits and disadvantages of each ketogenic variation, let's now take a peek at what makes these two diets similar to one another. For starters, both ketogenic variations aren't too restrictive like the typical ketogenic diets. Both Mediterranean Keto and Keto 2.0 allows users to eat a bit more carbs and protein, thus allowing them to be slightly more flexible with their meal choices. Aside from that, both diets stress the importance of consuming foods that are wholesome and nutritious, which is a far cry compared to the standard ketogenic diet, which encourages users to get a bulk of their calories from meat, which isn't really the best choice health-wise in the long run if you were to think about it. With this in mind, both Mediterranean Keto and Keto 2.0 make great choices if you want to adopt a keto-inspired diet into your lifestyle for a long time due to their flexibility in macros and food choices. So which should you choose? Taking into consideration the wide array of healthy and delicious food choices that Mediterranean Keto allows, it's safe to say that this is the diet that is more easier to do. Surely, if you were to change your meals into largely wholesome foods, you'll not only achieve a healthy weight, but you'll also feel good and lead a healthy life by minimizing the risk of you developing cardiovascular diseases. What's great about this is that you won't have to restrict yourself to only getting a majority of your calories from meat. By the way, it's also a huge plus for our plant-based enthusiasts out there. But that's not to say that Keto 2.0 is not a good method, because this keto variant is still great if you're someone who's new to keto and you want to take it nice and slow. So what do you think of today's video? Have you or anyone you know tried either of these methods before? Share with us your thoughts and insights in the comment section below. And if you'd like to learn more about other keto methods, watch this video next. Just don't forget to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on your post notifications so you won't miss any of our future content. Until next time.